Hey there folks, Wrel here, and this is your Auraxium update for January 12th, 2015. It is a new year, and I know the holidays were kind of frustrating for a lot of people given that the game was practically unplayable thanks to a patch that released a lot of hitching, servers with ridiculous pings, and the devs being on vacation for the duration of it. Things, however, do seem to be getting at least a little bit better. The server pings are still erratic according to a lot of people, but the hitching seems to be gone, and Emerald seems to be running well at the very least. That said, we have lots of community news, a few changes to the game itself, and some channel news to go over as well. First thing is that Faven and Doku, both of which who have been making some amazing helmets, have also been making some amazing artwork. Faven is learning how to render scenes, and he's made a short little picture story with what he's done so far. It's really cool stuff. And Doku has been making Empire-specific backgrounds on different continents, showcasing his helmets in the process. These pictures are outstanding, and I can't imagine how much work has gone into them, but if you'd like a link of everything that's been released so far, I've got them down in the video description for you. I'm sure many of you will be glad to hear that some quick knifing changes have been reverted. Quick knifing with non-activatable knives is now much more lenient, just like it used to be according to a lot of people. I haven't had a chance to test it just yet, but all wielded knives and quick knifing with activatable knives equipped is still going to require you to be extremely precise, which I feel is a problem. It's my opinion that if you were to make wielded knives hit on button press just like they used to, things wouldn't be overpowered in the slightest. There may need to be some changes regarding the activate mechanic itself, but it would just make the experience more worthwhile and less frustrating overall. As it stands, you can really only use charge up knives on enemies that are moving toward you or people that are standing still, as you get slowed down when you try to swing with your knife, and the range is so short that enemies can just casually walk away from you. It really doesn't make sense, but at least quick knifing is back to normal. A great many of you have been waiting for this, but PlanetSide 2 on PS4 is going into closed beta starting January 20th. That's next Tuesday. If you haven't already signed up for the beta, you can do that on planetside2.com/ps2 on PS4. And just to answer some questions that usually come up, no, there will be no crossplay involved, as in PS4 players cannot play with PC players. Also, the names, characters, and accounts do not transfer from PC to PS4, and they're completely independent of one another. And as far as mouse and keyboard support goes, I'm sure you can hack yourself out a solution, but as far as I know, officially there's no support for keyboard and mouse at this time. On the 23rd, so not this Friday, but next Friday, we'll be having the next episode of State of the Game with Mustarde and Odin's Pride and David Carey and myself talking about the future of PlanetSide 2. You can find that on twitch.tv/PlanetSide2, and it'll be on the 23rd from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern, and it's only an hour time slot, but there are some important topics that I would like to explore, because the vision for PlanetSide 2 is something that I've always thought that was lacking. We always seem to talk about the features that are going to be implemented, but we talk very little about what the game will be a year from now. So hopefully the conversation kind of heads that direction, but one thing that we absolutely will be talking about is the Guinness Book of World Records attempt for largest online FPS battle, which is honestly a record that we break every day, so that shouldn't be too difficult. But the last record was set by Man vs. Machine with 999 players, and Man vs. Machine wasn't actually a game. It was more of a laggy piece of crap technical demo, so this is our chance to break an official record, and I'll be streaming it on twitch.tv/Wrel, and I know that there are plenty of other players streaming it, and like 5 channels dedicated to streaming the event from different cameras. Official signups are closed, but they've received more than 2,700 people wanting to participate at the last count. I may be downplaying this whole thing a little bit, but I'm not inviting you to just watch people play a game like we do with Server Smash or with Community Clash or what have you. There is going to be a lot going into this production, and it's going to be a really big event, definitely the biggest event in PlanetSide 2's history. So if you have a chance, you should come watch. Again, all of that information is in the video description below under its own section, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Alright, so switching gears a little bit, I've been doing some extracurricular stuff lately, mostly to amuse myself, but one thing that I did want to share with all of you are whale shirts. A few of you already noticed this on Twitter, but I designed some mildly amusing shirts inspired by PlanetSide 2. And no, the legal team shouldn't be involved here, because all the assets are made entirely by me, and I'm not using any names or logos or trademarks associated with the game. So whale shirts, they're being offered up on Redbubble if you're interested. My wife actually ordered me a couple of things from them in the past, and the quality was surprisingly good. But again, those shirts are there if you want them, and a small portion of the proceeds does go to me. It's like $4 on every shirt, so it's a win-win if you want to get something and also help support the channel. Also, if you are a Patreon donor and you're participating in the $15 tier, we are having our first hour-long chat this Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern via Uber conference, and I'll send you a message and a password when we do get close to that. As far as videos, since the last Auraxium update, we've had some tips on how to be a better sniper. There was a thoughts-like episode, more in regards to real life, but it was regarding how to set goals properly as we head into the new year. We also released a short tips guide for people with their own YouTube channels for how to produce content that lasts. And lastly, another certification guide, this time for the Heavy Assault class. That one should help eliminate some of the confusion for newer players. That said, thank you all for being a great community. I really look forward to putting out more content that is hopefully worth your time. Thanks very much, folks. Wrel signing off.